What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Quinn's Motions. Today we are going to be working on this Husqvarna powered by Honda. I think it's a Husqvarna auto walk. Got it from a guy. Just wants it fixed up, sitting in his garage for who knows how long. So yeah, let's get started. Right off the bat, I can tell it's really dirty, obviously, but let's see how it pulls over. Let's see the compression on it. Do all the basic checks unless I get caught on this light hanger. I don't like that. It doesn't pull real nice. Seems like the recoil's pretty tight, maybe needs some lubrication. So let's see if we can fix that in a minute. So I think if we I'll do that. Should be able to see alright. I think that's going to be a 10 millimeter bolt holding that recoil housing on since it's a Honda. Yeah, this thing just looks grimy, so as I go, I'll take a rag and I'll clean it. Just so I know that it's obviously looks better. Back to them, I'll set them up there for now. Get them all broke free here. So I'll clean this recoil off as when I take it off here. Oh, it looks like that whole cover comes off, so that's nice. I'll clean up underneath here then. If I have it off, might as well. I got my heater on in the background, so it might make a little white noise, but it's cold out. Okay. It's pretty rusted up, but I definitely see some grass in there. Let's see if we can get the rest of this off. That's probably gonna be 7/16. Remove this little holder up here. My guess is if I just spray some penetrating oil on everything, it'll probably just like some lube on it. So, I will be getting into more videos soon. I just was kind of getting through some things set up. But I got the Simplicity in the behind me here, Sauber. I'll do a maintenance video on that. And then I got a kitty cat snowmobile I'm working on for somebody. That'll be in a video here once the parts come for it. And I gotta work on the recoil on that one. So, recoil is off. Let's take it over here to the bench. And see if we can get it fixed up here. We're just gonna do from right there. So see if we can get this thing lubed up a little bit here. Well, it actually feels to retract alright. Now it's a little slow. Let's get some penetrating oil on this thing. So obviously gonna use PB Blaster. Works the best on this kind of thing. And I'm just gonna get it all up in there. All the moving parts. And then I'm just gonna sing it around a bunch, get it dipping in there. I'm even gonna open it up a little bit like the clips there. Hold it and spray it down in there. And just let it sit and work in. Now it retracts real nice. Well, while we're at it, let's get this thing all wiped down. Got a rag here, so let's It's clean, but it's not clean. Not super clean, but it'll be clean enough. Be better than it was anyway. My guess is I'll use some compressed air and clean this thing up even better when I'm done. So we'll clean what I can for now, but I will off video definitely clean it a lot deeper. But unless you guys want to see that, but let me know in the comments if you want to see that sometime. Like some deep cleanings of some mowers. But normally I think you guys are here for the repairs and the videos, so we'll see. So good enough for now. Stick it back on here in a minute. But first, let's address the cleaning of this cover. Because as you can tell, it's pretty nasty. So you're using nothing but finest simple green spray. I like this stuff a little more than the other cleaning products. I think it just does a little bit nicer job. And it looks pretty decent under there, just kind of grimy, kind of dirty. So I think I'll probably take compressed air to this part of it anyway. But for now, let's get this cover. Let's get this cover all wiped off. My guess is this thing's probably gonna look pretty good underneath all this layer of dirt. I'm just gonna do kind of a basic clean because I'm gonna deep clean it later. But for now, I just need to get it clean enough so I can work on this thing a little better. Okay, good enough. Come back on. And let's put the recoil back on here once and see how that does. Put that up there. Put this recoil back on. That's not how it goes, you know, it's gotta go like this. And this could be a two-parter, I don't know, depending on how long it goes. I only want this video to be like 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes, so see how far I get. There could be a maintenance portion of this video too that I do, but this is just addressing the main problems, and obviously that it doesn't problem, so that's the other addressing the problems that we're going to do. So I'm going to put my wrench back up on the rack here, grab my 10mm again. Recoilable. So looks like this mower is pretty decent condition underneath all this dirt. Just been poorly taken care of for its life, but that's a lot of mowers I get. But this one is going back to the person, so this is not a keep to sell or whatever I do with it. Mostly sell, but repairs are still cool, and I thought I'd do a video on it. It's the same guy that owns that that Sauber owns that. So see how it comes out. Okay, looking good. Let's try pulling this thing over. So. Except that I put that recoil. I bet you I did. Oh, I see what I did. What is that? Wait a minute here. Why is that? Oh, just wrapped up, bro. Okay, let's see how it pulls over now. See if it tracks anything. Oh yeah. 100 times better. Okay. Perfect. I just needed lube then. Perfect. Okay. Now let's see here. Let's test for spark. Let's see what we got sparking out. Well, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna do this the easier way because I'm not gonna be able to see real well. pull the airbox up. I'm gonna get you guys a little better view on the airbox because it's pretty gross. Yeah, no bueno. It's pretty dirty. I'm gonna pull the filter here. I mean, that's a pretty dirty filter. So I'll throw that off to the side, but I will definitely change that. I have filters, but let's throw a little ether at this thing once. See if it'll pop off for me. Hopefully, it'll pop up. Pops off. Let's see if it stays running. 4 pounds of choke. I guess it's probably gonna need a car clean. Just gonna assume that. But let's see here. Interesting. It does run, but yeah, it's pretty smoky. And I do, just so you guys know, I'm not gonna just pass out. I have a pretty big vent window that's wide open, and I'll have that door cracked open here in just a second. But I'd like to take it out in the yard once, and out of my shop to see if it runs a little too longer here. So let's open up that door a minute and get it out. I know my heat's gonna go out, but you know what? It's worth it. Okay. Let's get this thing out. Let's get this thing outside. Bring you guys out here a minute. Ugh. Not a super nice day here in western Michigan, but let me get this mower on, Matt. And I still may just clean the carburetor on it because if it starts, it only starts with ether. Well, there's a choke on it, so it should start with just the choke. But if it doesn't, that's no good. So let's get this thing going again here. There's a choke on it. If it doesn't start again here, it's gonna need carb clean, I can tell you that. see that? It died out. That's interesting. Let's see if the tank's out of gas. Tank's not out of gas. My guess is the float. It's the bowl. It's probably got some crap in it. Yep, not even close to being out of gas. Okay, well, that's gonna need some carb work. Let me get this thing back inside here a minute, and we'll see where we go from there. I'd say this thing's probably got a little buildup in carb. Plugging the jet from, or not the jet, but the fuel inlet from fully being able to, you know, let gas bypass through. Just saying how grimy this thing is. I'm gonna pull this carburetor apart. I'll take it off here in a minute, and I'll kind of walk you through it. I don't have a great way to show you right up next to it, but I can walk you through it. So, it looks like it's gonna probably be about there's gonna be three, I think 10mm bolts. So I gotta find a 10mm socket. It's a 9mm. There's a 10mm right there. So I'll grab my 10mm. There's gonna be three of them. There's gonna be two across from the, I guess, whatever you call the intake, I guess, the air intake on the carburetor. Let me see what I can see this up here. Maybe I can just do it from this way. That'll probably be better so you guys can at least see what I'm doing here. No, that's good. Right there. Okay, we'll do that. Got a little stool here to sit on. So, obviously, airbox, air filter, we'll clean that. Air filter, I'm going to just change out. There's going to be 3 bolts here, and that's tight. You don't want to tighten it. 3 10mm bolts. Spin all these out. And I'm just going to set these things in the airbox. It's kind of like a little dish. And hopefully this thing doesn't need any seals or anything. Hopefully it's just kind of just a cleaning job. It's probably what it needs mostly. That's what it looks like to me anyway. Oh, okay, and I just realized I bet this is one of those carburetors. The bolt. Yep, it is. Okay, so this bolt here isn't all the way through, so the next one I loosen, the whole carb assembly is going to come out. Which, whatever, I guess. I'll have to remove the fuel line here in a minute, but I'm going to shut the gas off. There's the gas shut off, maybe. Okay, well, the gas shut off is seized up. So we'll have to fix that here, too, at some point. I really should just do new line all the way around, but he wanted to keep it pretty inexpensive, so we're going to do that. We're going to keep it as inexpensive as we can. Okay, here comes the whole carburetor assembly right off. Okay, 2 bolts out. And now I should be able to pretty much just do this. And the first part of this should come off here, except there's a little air hose on there. Little air inlet hose right there, hooks up to that. We'll clean that off good. There's the bracket the carburetor slides through. I think that hopefully this carb out of here. Okay, there's the thing that pushes your choke shut, open shut. Figure that out back in a minute here. Let's try to get this carb off. I can't tell if this is one of those ones that pops up or if it's hooked around. Let me get. I don't have the light, do I? Oh, maybe I do. I need a light. Oh, right there. There's the light I'm looking for. And it's dead. Nice. There we go. Just slide up here and see how that. I think it's just on there. Okay. just like I thought. So you gotta go up and out like so. But I really need to get this fuel line off here. Okay, well, there's one piece out. There's the seal between it out. Okay, we're gonna clamp the fuel line up here, I think. So the fuel line, there's a clamp, our vice grips. Right, use a soft vice grips like that, just not a super high teeth one, just to get it so more fuel won't spill out. And then I'm gonna grab a pair of pliers and pull that off. Hopefully it comes off pretty easy. Of course I don't. Oh. Okay, well that big seal just came off. Perfect. Oh, so there's a clip on here, but it's one of these clips I hate. Whoever designed these clips, I don't understand. I don't understand these clips. Huh, that's interesting. There's very little fuel coming out of this line. I want to see if I hook up fuel, or if I put a ditch under this line and unclip this vise, if we're getting low fuel coming out of this line. Because if that's the case, that's probably part of our issue. This carburetor is still disgusting. I'm still going to clean it. But I wonder if this fuel bypass, the fuel shut off, is part of our problem. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it. Now that's pretty steady. I'll take that. That's pretty steady flow. Doesn't look too dirty or anything. But let's get this carburetor off of here. Last step here is this little clip. There we go. Okay, carb is off. Let's get a rag down and clean this sucker out. That is a very, very grimy carburetor. So we get the rag laid out up here. Just gonna use this one. It's not perfect, but it'll do. So I'm gonna pause a second and get this you guys set up. Okay. Got the carburetor up here. We dripped a little gas out, so I'm gonna grab another rag in a minute. These rags I know aren't perfectly clean, but it's all I got at the moment, so. But it'll do. So, got compressed air in my 10mm. I'm gonna open this up here. You can see it's dripping some fuel, so carefully open it up. That bottom nut came out pretty easy. And there's the bolt. Looks pretty clean so far. Let's pop it open. Pop the drain, the other drain out here. Okay, that one's a little stiffer. We're not gonna pull that one, I guess. Okay. Okay. Yep, there's some water in here. That will be why this thing isn't running good. And as you can see in the bottom, there's a little bit of crap. So, grab one of my flathead screwdrivers here in a minute. Let's see if I can scrape that out of there. Blow it up. So I just use a little flathead screwdriver like this. And I'll just take it in there and I'll just scrape it up. Get all that stuff off it. You know, anything that's not supposed to be in there. It does a pretty nice job. And then I also have some carbon choke cleaner, so here. So we'll use a little bit of this too. I like to use a little mix. It's just nice to use a little mix of each. Hopefully I get the straw in here. Brand new bottle. Okay. Take my cleanish rag out here. The air will take care of it all, but I can definitely see some water in here, so we'll probably end up draining the whole tank. If I'm getting water in there, I want to drain everything out to make sure we don't get more water in the carburetor. Which, whatever, water is water, not good for engines. So pull that little pin out, keep that off to the side, and then your whole float assembly with needle can come out. I dropped the needle in the bowl. Don't want to do that. Okay. Now, I don't really see too much in here that I can scrape. I do see the jet in here that I am going to pull. There's a jet right down inside of here. And I'm going to grab a long, you're going to get a long, skinny flathead. Well, not long, I guess, but you're just going to need something skinny. And I think that should be skinny enough to hopefully get down in there. It is indeed skinny enough. And you just spin that out of there. And this is most of the time what gets plugged on these things is these jets in the center. But it's a pretty easy fix. Some of the jets on carburetors are in the nut, like the nut themselves, or the bolt that you put in. Sometimes that's most common with Briggs and Stratton. But these Hondas are like this. It looks like it wants to come out, but it doesn't. Interesting. Why this doesn't want to come out? For some reason this jet doesn't want to come out. Grab a little pair of needles here. If I just get the needle nose in there. It's not doing it either. Interesting. I'm not quite sure why this doesn't want to come out. It's just that little jet in there that doesn't want to come out. You can see it in there. Well, I'm going to pause a minute. Let me get this thing out. Okay, well, I got it out. You just kind of precision a little bit out. But I'm going to see it's plugged here. Hold it up to a light. If you can't look perfectly straight through, it's probably got a little bit of crap in it. That one looks all right. So there could be, it looks like there might be a little bit of stuff in it, but I'm gonna blow it out here, man. So this might be a little loud, but I'm gonna just bear with me. Oh yeah, for sure, nice and clean now. So if there was anything in it, got it. Okay, I think we got them both pretty well blown out here. So let's get this bowl blown out. Looks good. Now let's get this crusty carburetor blown. So I'm gonna just wrap this thing up in this rag and just go to work on it, I guess. Okay. It's a little dirty yet, but much better. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. So I'm not gonna soak it in anything tonight. It's not really worth it. So we're gonna put that goes back in. Make sure that's in good. Yes, it is. We'll put the jet back in. Screw this back in there. I know, carb dip. I like carb dip or acid dip, but a lot of times, you know, you really just don't need it. Air like I just did, a lot of times that's all you really need. It's gonna get everything really cleaned out, so and it's rarely there's ever anything on the float. Occasionally you'll get something little, but with a plastic float like this, nothing really sticks to it. So let's get the needle back in the seat of the float here. Needle in. Drop it in the little piece that's supposed to go in here. Get it aligned. And we're gonna slide the pin through. Maybe. There we go, got it through now. And everything seems to be working. Let's get the bowl back in. So, okay, where did I put the nut? Where did I put the bolt for this thing? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So a lot of people will be like, "Oh, just replace the carburetor. Just replace the carburetor." Well, I know it looks grimy and all, but it's still a perfectly good carburetor. There's nothing wrong with this carburetor. It may look a little old and look a little used, but I know he said that this guy told me he was going to use this mower for. It don't need to be perfect. It just needs to work. That still looks old, but you know what? It's gonna work completely fine. So, let's get this fuel system drained out here a minute. Let's get the little dish, and this is gonna have to do this in probably a couple loads here, but I'm gonna grab a funnel. So I have something to dump fluid into, or the fuel into this. I'll dump it into this jug that I always dump it into. Use it as a grill lighter fluid. Let's see. That. And this dish. Okay. Let's get this fuel drained out of here. And maybe when we got fuel out here, I might try to fix this fuel shut off while the fuel is out. Probably makes the most sense. Okay, well, I'm gonna get the fuel out of this thing in a minute, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, I went ahead and got the covers all cleaned up. Got a bunch of stuff cleaned up. So let's head and try to get this carburetor back on. Except that seal's disgusting. I'll put this down real quick. get up. And let's get this one a little white down as well. So I just want to kind of picture how this goes on here. It goes like that, I would assume, yep. Okay, so that goes like that. Okay, so I think I see how this goes back on. Just to make sure here, get this thing slid over. Let's get these pieces back on here. Oh, the gas fumes are not super happy, making me happy right now. Okay. So this has got to slide in there, like so. Okay. Get in that. And then this seal. Where's that little seal I had? Just in here. Just kind of like this, like that, okay. I kind of hate these, not gonna lie, I kind of hate these one piece deals. They're kind of a pain in the butt. Not gonna lie. Let's see what. Okay, you know what? Just get on there. Oh my goodness, this is terrible. This thing is horrible. Okay, we're going to try to do this one part at a time here. Let's get this on. Let's get the bolts of this thing here, man. And I'm going to go from this side here. Flip over my little seat. That's alright. And I'm just going to put things in as they line up. So that's going to go in there. Hopefully this works. Okay. Now let's get the carb started here. Pull the molds back just a little bit. Okay. We got that started in there. Now we get started on this side. Okay, start on that side. I'm just gonna slide up the little bracket in here. The other part. Okay, I think we got it started here. So I'm just gonna tighten these down. Just make sure they get tight. I don't think I got that side. Maybe I did. Oh, we did. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, I think we got that side. Okay, I think we got it started here. Let me tie it. That is a pain. Put that back together. But now I gotta get this air line back on this case here. Okay, that's it. Let's get this baby tightened up. Make sure this choke actually works. And I don't think it does. Come on. Don't think the choke works. Nope, it doesn't. Okay. Loosen up again here. Don't lose all of our progress. That's choke. What the heck? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna pause a minute and figure out this choke system, how it's supposed to go on, because this is just so I'm having some trouble figuring out this choke system, how this is supposed to go back together. But I got pretty far today, and I think this is where I'm gonna cut it for today. Part 2 will be here in the next day or two.